Hello! Today we are going to talk about the abomination that is The Lovers of Pont Neuf. What a piece of artistic shit. The characters are stupid, the situations make no sense, and it was a waste of my time. Leos Carax must be one of the worst directors ever. He has no style or talent.
Iñaki, what are you doing?
Well, I'm doing the review for you.
I'm the only critic around here. I don't pay you to do my work, so get out.
But you will review The Lovers of Pont Neuf, won't you?
No.
You are so boring. I'm off.
Hello, I am a standard critic, and today I'm going to talk about the Pink Panther franchise. This series of films started in 1963 with Peter Sellers in the role of the clumsy Inspector Clouseau. A lot of the humor was accomplished thanks to the slapstick done by the actor, as well as his French accent.
I said, do you have a room?
I am an officer of the law.
The beggar or his minky was breaking the law.
Minky?
What?
You said Minky!
That is correct, yes.
The success of the Pink Panther led to several sequels, including Return of the Pink Panther, which is my favorite film in the series. Yes, I know everyone prefers A Shot in the Dark, but it's just my personal opinion. However, everything took a dark turn when Peter Sellers passed away in 1980, and every single actor who has replaced him has failed so miserably to recapture the essence of the original films, as if Peter Sellers was the only one capable of playing Clouseau correctly. And today, we will be looking at the film that started the downfall of the Pink Panther franchise, Trail of the Pink Panther. Released 2 years after Peter Sellers' death, the film was meant to be a great tribute to the actor, but something went wrong as nobody liked this film when it came out, nor does anyone like it now, and I'm here to find out why. Let's start wasting our precious time watching Trail of the Pink Panther. We open in some place called Lugash, where the diamond of the Pink Panther is stolen by someone. The museum has clearly not improved its security since the last time it was stolen. We then cut to an opening credits sequence accompanied by the Henry Mancini music. Capucine was sexy in the 1960s. The 1980s, however, not so much. What the hell is that? Is that a string of hair? I swear I haven't put it there myself. It's part of the film. Were the animators this blind that they couldn't see where they were dropping their pubic hair? So that's why it was there. I do wonder why they had to show it in the film for so long. After the credits, we move to the city of Paris, where we see Peter Sellers alive and well! This means that the filmmakers were able to resurrect the actor back from the dead! Actually, it's a deleted scene from a previous film, specifically the one where Clouseau wore a Quasimodo disguise, and they are showing the scene where he bought it, which was cut out for a reason.
I think you will like this one very much. It's very suitable for your face. Fits in with your lines. What do you think of that, No, I wasn't crazy about it either. No,
that is too legal.
Too legal?
Yes, I want something that is sort of...
Get something illegal here.
How can I say?
Leave it to Dr. Ball.
Oh.
Now I can see why it was deleted. It's very slow and not very funny. But don't worry, there are plenty of those throughout the film.
Oh, Martha, you remember Chief Inspector Clouseau?
And I want that nose to go with it. That is absolutely the ugliest nose I have ever seen in my life. It is so revolting. It is a masterpiece.
It is also Martha's own nose.
My compliments, madam. It suits you.
Movie, if you think that's funny, this is going to be a horrible experience to sit through.
Chief Inspector, goodbye.
The next day, Chief Inspector Dreyfus, played by Herbert Lom, is informed about the investigation of the Pink Panther theft.
Soon I imagine they will be sending us a request for assistance in catching the criminals. How many men did the president ask for?
Only one. Inspector Jacques Clouseau.
Clouseau?
For those who don't know, Dreyfus hates Clouseau for his stupidity, and I have no idea why he's not in prison for life after all of his assassination attempts on Clouseau.
I'm aware of the tense situation between you and Clouseau. However, Lugash has requested Clouseau, and Clouseau they will have.
We then cut to Clouseau causing trouble.
Merde.
If only I knew how to call for help, but I just find it impossible. For some reason, the slapstick in this scene feels slower than in previous installments, and not in a good way. That night, Clouseau returns home with the exact same package from the night before. Yeah, get used to these continuity errors, as he returns home and manages to make the action of getting out of a lift seem more complicated than what it really is. There goes 2 minutes of our life wasted, just like the rest of this film.
Clouseau just called. He wants me to take him to the airport.
Well, then take him. Let the president of Lugash worry about his blood pressure for a while.
He's not going to Lugash. He's booked on the 12:15 flight to London.
To London?
He suspects the Phantom to be responsible for the robbery. And he said that since Sir Charles lives in England...
Sir Charles Lytton lives in the south of France.
He has to solve the robbery in Lugash, but wants to interrogate Sir Charles who lives in France, but he thinks he lives in England. This doesn't make any sense.
Shall I tell him?
Don't bother. He would just say, I knew that.
Francois takes Clouseau to the airport and wow, these effects from the 1980s have not aged well.
Your pep-out letter is refusing to pep out.
It's supposed to pop out automatically when it reaches a specific temperature.
You could also explain why you look a few years younger than the previous scene.
Because it is obvious that this pep-out letter has reached this specific pep-out temperature and is refusing to pep out. First rule for the car runner.
This film is really obsessed with fire.
He wired Scotland Yard and said he was arriving in disguise.
What kind of disguise? Disguised as what?
I think I know which disguise he's wearing.
It is not only possible, it is essential.
No, he is disguised as a mummy with a broken leg.
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you.
Oof, I feel bad for Peter Sellers' stunt double.
Inspector Clouseau, I'm Drummond from Scotland Yard.
I am André Better, mustard salesman from Dijon.
That's racist. But then again, this was made by the same director who had Mickey Rooney insult the Chinese, so I'm not surprised. Also, haven't you two already met before in Pink Panther Strikes Back? Oh wait, no they haven't, because this deleted scene is from that film when they met for the first time. But here, it makes no sense. We get this scene where Dreyfus dreams of a happy life.
Dear Chief Commissioner, happy birthday. Hope to enjoy the £3,000 of jello.
Where would I put 3,000 pounds of jello?
Let me guess. In the swimming pool. I'm a prophet.
Ah!
What a horrible joke. After some more gags not worth mentioning, Clouseau is ordered to travel to Lugash, where he was supposed to go in the first place, while Dreyfus keeps losing his mind.
I hope you like the new pool cover you ordered.
Ha ha, I did not see that coming.
If I were healthy, why would I be here, Doctor?
Frank Sinatra with the Pied Pipers and Tommy Dorsey.
I'm falling apart. And you go down memory lane with your silly jazz.
I bet this guy is not even a real psychologist. I bet he's a phony. You hear me? A phony.
Yes, Dreyfus.
I have a terrible news for you. Inspector Clouseau's plane is missing.
Thank you. Dr. Langer, goodbye.
The terrible news make Dreyfus feel happy again, right until... Dreyfus died upon impact and Clouseau turned out to be alive. The end. This is where the first half of the film ends, and if you thought it was bad enough, well, the second half is even worse. Dreyfus is interviewed by a reporter named Marie, played by Joanna Lumley from Absolutely Fabulous.
How would you describe Inspector Clouseau?
I've never known a man like him. He was unique. There are no words to describe what he really was.
How about genius?
Oh, you have no idea what an athlete he was.
Inspector, I'm so sorry.
I don't think Herbert Lom is acting. I think this is a real interview in which the actor was being asked about Peter Sellers' death and he's crying for real. What the anus? Why are they showing a non-deleted scene from Pink Panther Strikes Back? Thanks for bringing this funny scene back, but why are they showing it? Why?
You mean...
Ah, it was a flashback.
Oh, yes.
Okay, now they're showing a scene from a shot in the dark.
There was one time, however, when the
Now they're showing Revenge of the Pink Panther. What the hell is going on? What's the purpose of showing scenes from other films?
Hello?
I have that information for you. Clouseau's former assistant, Hercule Joy.
Marie goes to meet an old friend of Clouseau to know more about him.
Clouseau has disappeared, GR reporter. Elementary.
And now he's lost in the sea.
They really believe Clouseau is dead after only a day, maybe two. I know I'm nitpicking, but they never explain how much time has passed since the plane disappearance, which they also don't explain how it happened.
Everything I thought. Made up a proper investigation. He did the opposite.
Facts, Hercule. Facts.
Please don't tell me that this is what the rest of the film is going to focus on.
Flenshaw.
Get out! That's right. The second half of this film is just about the reporter interviewing all the people who knew Clouseau while showing scenes from previous films that we could be watching right now. What's the point? They don't further the story, they don't build up to anything. It's as if the writers had run out of ideas and they decided to use these scenes to fill up the running time. Don't believe me? I'll make you believe because later on Marie interviews David Niven and Capucine and they show an entire scene from the first film and it goes on for 3 minutes with no cuts or interruptions and it's way funnier than any of the jokes from Trail of the Pink Panther. That's how low they've gone, people. That's how low they've gone.
Do you think he's dead?
Men like Clouseau never die. They're indestructible. They help us preserve our sense of humor. And they're living proof that however bad things get, if you persevere, you survive, and sometimes even win.
Except when they don't actually make it. Like the people who made this film.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, where's my paycheck? I've done my only scene in this film, and I don't want my name put in the first place as if I'm the main actor, which I'm not.
You've just passed the hotel.
Yes, ma'am.
But that's where I wanted to go.
Well, the two men in that car suggested I drop you off at another address.
They threatened you?
Well, one of them showed me his brand new gun.
You realize this is kidnapping?
Yeah. Well, I have to be honest with you. I couldn't come up with an alternative.
I'm sorry, but where are the jokes? This is a Pink Panther film, and this scene is pretty serious. Marie is taken to the leader of the mafia, played by Robin Loggia. Is this going to turn into a Jean-Pierre Melville film? I hope so, because at least it will be fun to see the gangsters kill one another in cold blood.
Why do you want me to lay off Clouseau?
Because I prefer things the way they are. Clouseau created a lot of problems. Smart lady like you could find out he's still alive.
I might even find out that someone killed him.
What good's your job if you gotta do your TV show from a hospital bed?
I've changed my mind. Go back to showing scenes from other films. At least they are funny. Here, they're not even trying to be funny. And for a Pink Panther film, it doesn't work. This is just boring.
Yes, instead of scaring the wits out of me, you have made me angry. In fact, I can't remember when I've been so angry. I'm a member of the press and I will not be intimidated by you or by anybody else.
Marie walks away without anyone trying to stop her and reports it to Dreyfus, but he refuses to listen to her.
Perfectly certain that everything you've told me is true.
But
I'm equally certain that Monsieur Langlois will deny it.
what it boils down to is his word against mine.
Exactly. Miss Juve, may I suggest that you go home and forget all about this?
I was so bored I had nothing else to do.
I don't trust your opinion.
Miss Juve is turning out to be a real pain in the ass.
Dreyfus fell to his death and the gangsters were arrested and sent to jail. The end.
So far, the incident hasn't even been investigated.
She's talking about you?
It won't be the first time that I've been instrumental in causing a perjurer to...
Pwah! I don't like this gangster. I prefer the one Robert Loggia plays in Lost Highway.
50,000 people were killed on the highway last year because of fucking assholes like you!
Still a classic.
As for Chief Inspector Dreyfus, why hasn't he even bothered to find the taxi driver and interrogate him?
She's talking about you.
Yes.
I'm allergic to green things! Marie goes back to Clouseau's apartment, which is empty. Or is it? I know this scene was entirely pointless, but I don't care. This film is so boring that for me, that is action-packed.
This is Professor Auguste Bols of Paris, you Oriental picaroon. You can't fool me about a plane crash. He is hiding to avoid payment.
Peter Sellers faked his own death in order to ruin the franchise. I hate him. Urgh!
Like this.
Oh, that.
Do you know who these people are?
His parents. He lives in the Chateau Clouseau à la Marque. He's a winemaker.
Marie goes to see Clouseau's father, who's played by an actor 7 years younger than Peter Sellers, has naked women stop on these elderberries, and a dog carrying a blind maid. And all of this is supposed to be funny.
Jacques' nurse.
Oh, really?
What?
I said, really?
I know that.
Nana was your son's nurse.
Mademoiselle, you don't have to repeat what I said. I know what I said.
Oh boy. I wonder if his son has inherited his stupidity. Marie is told about Clouseau's childhood and his early dreams of becoming a hero.
Get 3 coffins ready.
I do not accept bad impersonators.
He was 18 when he entered the university and fell in love.
We later find out that the girl of his dreams married someone else, and he attempted to commit suicide with gas.
To whom it may concern.
Oh yeah, that voice is clearly coming out of that young man.
Fortunately,
oh merde,
there was a power of failure.
The explosion saved him from dying from gas, but the explosion caused by gas killed him.
When the Germans invaded France, Jacques joined the underground.
No thank you, I've already seen Army of Shadows, and besides, this spiritual sequel is not nearly as good. Let me summarize it. The Nazis cross the bridge, the bombs don't go off, and Clouseau ends up being blown up. Don't make your jokes so predictable.
Well, thank you, Monsieur Clouseau. It's been most interesting.
Au revoir.
And he died. Oh gosh, maybe he has died for real.
Did Inspector Clouseau really perish in the sea as reported? Or, for reasons as yet unknown, Is he out there someplace, plotting his next move?
It seems that nobody is concerned about the rest of the people who were on board that plane. Not even their families? They're only interested in Clouseau? What a bunch of assholes!
Swine seagull.
And the movie ends with none of the plot lines being solved, the Pink Panther is never found, Clouseau and the other passengers are not found either, and the bad guys seem to have won, including Dreyfus. Because that's exactly the dedication we wanted to give to Peter Sellers. What a shitty movie! Where do I even begin? The scenes with Clouseau and without Clouseau feel disjointed. The two halves of this film feel like two different stories which don't connect. None of the scenes lead to anything. The humor is painfully unfunny to the point that it doesn't even try to be funny. And I had more laughs in the Steve Martin remake. It would have been a better dedication to Peter Sellers if it was just a 20-minute short film filled with all the best moments from previous films instead of this crap. I'm a standard critic, and thanks for suffering with me.